Where'd he go?
Spotify.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and we are nearing week 3, and the Dr. Disrespect has been banned. And unfortunately, this is kind of disappointing to me. There is less and less interest in these videos, and I don't know. I suppose I understand waiting for the absolute facts. Right now, we really need a statement from Doc. We've seen a fellow streamer, Nick Merckx, say, hey, it's going to be 2 months before he says anything. That would put us into August, late August sometime for a comeback, potentially. What's weird is, I don't know what's stopping him from just firing up a stream on YouTube. Why not just fire up a stream on YouTube? Tweet. Let people know you're alive. Literally nothing. Hundreds of thousands of people on bated breath now for like the 3rd week. Even Pewdiepie started to mention it. And I started talking about it on stream last night, and one of my viewers shared a very interesting theory with me that it could be the case, but also I know we're all just guessing at this point. Yesterday, PewDiePie was concerned by Dr. Disrespect's scary Twitch ban. This is via Deserto. YouTube King Felix PewDiePie Shellberg reacted to Dr. Disrespect's Twitch ban during his July 8th stream and was floored by the shocking nature of it. The Swede found the lack of information around the incident, quote, scary. On June 26th, Twitch's biggest star, Dr. Disrespect, was suddenly removed from the platform. Reports claim the streamer had been permanently banned. At the time of writing, there's still been no official reason why. YouTube's #1 individual content creator, PewDiePie, decided to weigh in on the incident during his latest broadcast. The Swedish entertainer was stunned by the situation and explained why Mixer's closure was interesting timing. Now, this does add to the theory that, Twitch had, wanted to get rid of him for a while, but simply couldn't because they would be afraid that he would go to Mixer. And then once the door closed for him to go to Mixer, they immediately got rid of him like they'd wanted to for a while. We talked about how several hit pieces were put out against Dr. Disrespect from the clowns over at Kotaku, and I've got a funny video about them later, as they put out a hit piece on me last night that was so filled with lies, it'll make you laugh. They had a problem with him discussing alternatives to the mainstream narrative with the lockdown going on and everybody being sick. He discussed, openly some theories around the 5G cellular stuff. He's also brought up other people on his podcast that maybe have non-conventional ideas. Obviously, he had the whole bathroom incident. He's had a variety of gaffes. If you actually go back, one theory that was brought up was connecting Jimmy Wong from a beef that they had 2 years ago, where Jimmy Wong pretended to be offended that Dr. Disrespect, impersonated Chinese people in an offensive way, in his opinion. And Dr. Disrespect squashed that. And then when I actually went to look, I don't actually know when this happened, but at some point, Jimmy Wong deleted all of his tweets about Dr. Disrespect. I thought that was curious. If he had done that recently, there might be more smoke where that is, but I have no idea when he did it. And by the way, I still think, since there hasn't been any kind of public claims by women in the community, I believe Twitch did a risk analysis, cut him loose, and has wanted to for a long time. That honestly is starting to look like the most reasonable thing here. Of course, we'll have to wait for Dr. Disrespect's official statement or for something to leak that looks more credible. For July 8th broadcast, YouTuber brought back his popular show Pew News to tackle the latest information. During the segment, the star reacted to Dr. Disrespect's ban. 3 months ago, Twitch were ready to put down the money as an investment on the guy, and now he's permanently banned. "That's crazy," he exclaimed. Then he said that the streamer probably regretted not signing with Mixer. Dr. Disrespect got to be so mad he didn't sign with Mixer. Jesus, dude. He signed with Twitch hoping for the future instead of grabbing the big money. I'm better off signing with Twitch. I bet that's what he thought. Oh, God, it hurts, he joked. The Swede then pointed out that the streamers Shroud and Ninja got banked for no work after Mixer closed down. While watching Doc's Twitch deal announcement video that was posted in March, he joked, "He ain't laughing now." The Swedish star was floored by Twitch's lack of information on the decision and was shocked that he read a report that they wouldn't be commenting on it further. What? Why not? That's nuts. He's done? That's crazy. That's so scary. What did he do? Pewds then highlighted the timing of the Mixer shutdown and the ban. The timing of Mixer shutting down to Dr. Disrespect being banned is interesting timing, at least. I don't think that's the causing factor, but it's definitely an incentive. And that's kind of where I'm at with the theory. If there's not something even crazier that comes out, the timing would indicate that maybe, all right, well, we were only worried about Mixer, so we're going to dump them now. But the problem is, why aren't you worried about YouTube? I mean, Pewdiepie is streaming here. There are other, Courage, I think, is a big streamer that's here. There will be more streamers that YouTube brings over, and YouTube has the money. And to be totally honest, they've got almost all the same features. They've got the join button, by the way. There's a join button down below. It's just like a Twitch subscription, and it seriously helps creators. So if you have a creator that you really enjoy, especially one that deals with having to get yellow tick marks all the time, joining goes directly to the user, and you can pick different levels to back at. So, you know, you can back from $2 to whatever you want, and it goes a long way. So they have that. They have super chats. They have emotes. They have all sorts of cool stuff that people can do on YouTube that used to be exclusive to Twitch. Mixer shut down, so it can't go there. So if we ban him, we don't have to pay him, he said. Despite the possible explanation, Pewdiepie went on to say the theory doesn't make any sense either. There must be a serious reason why. They must have had something to back this up before joking. I guess we'll just have to find out what happens in court. While the entertainer has been hesitant to bring back Pew News segment in the past, he's finally decided to relaunch his live version for his fans. The content creator reiterated that he doesn't really care about drama, but found Dr. Disrespect's ban shocking. Well, you know what's more interesting to me is a theory brought forth to me from a fan yesterday on stream that's pretty interesting. We'll just call this person John. So there's actually a clip where Doc discusses the possibility of him working with Spotify. Doc starts talking about Spotify, and we're gonna get into that. And then there's an article that talks about Spotify wanting to get into streaming and video, stuff like that. So there is a theory that perhaps he was working with Spotify, and Twitch found out that he was looking to better deal them, and then they termed him over it. That would be, you know, a reason to terminate somebody. You could say, hey, look, basically it's like your employer finding out that you are applying for other jobs, and they just fire you on the spot. There are a lot of times when I worked in the office, every time somebody put in their 2 weeks notice, I just let them go right there. I said, hey, I appreciate the 2 weeks notice, but clean out your desk and go. Why? Because we had sensitive client data that you don't really want them taking with them. Now, any idiot that's going to plan on doing that already took it months ago, but that was just our policy. If anybody put their 2 weeks notice in, you said, hey, that's cool, get a box and get out. And, you know, maybe they wanted to prevent Doc from making a big announcement on their platform, but I don't know. Here's the clip that people are referring to back in May.
You know, he shows up to the arena, gets a $100 million deal to move to Spotify. Yes, eat the rest with a $5 donation. Funny how you mentioned that. I actually reached out to Jamie Vernon, I think the studio's producer, because he's a Champions Club member, right? He shows up to the arena, gets his front row ticket. Everyone has a front row ticket to the arena, by the way. You know that.
Mm-hmm. So he has connections with Rogan, or at least with Jamie anyway.
Anyways, I DM'd Jamie Vernon. Congratulations to you and the Joe Rogan team. That's a big, big move.
$100 million big move. I mean, basically, Joe Rogan, will never have to worry about money again. The people on his staff will probably never have to worry about money again.
Young Jamie, baby. You know, I'm JRE. No, I've always said, like, I'm not reaching out to him to try to get on the show. I've always said that who travels to Amazon and takes some crazy ass potions and changes his mind and people through donations and hearsay, thearsay, messages, etc.
Here we go.
About a doctor podcast, a show, etc. I mean, trust me, we're doing a lot of things behind the scenes. We're trying to figure out this people through donations and
I want to go back. I
on
missed
Spotify.
Here we go.
I saw that announcement. I reached out to my team yesterday. Based off of that, and I always hear it from you guys and through people through donations and hearsay, thearsay.
So here in May, early May, he said, "Hey, I've reached out. I've told my team to reach out to Spotify." By the way, he's repped by CAA, like a Hollywood agency. They have the power and the connections to do something like this. Now, Spotify is testing video, but as far as I can tell, it's just video. It's not live streaming. So I'm not sure that would be in any kind of breach any kind of exclusivity contract. Unless, I mean, Dr. Disrespect content exists on YouTube. They've never had a problem with that. And even back early on when people talked about this, just as last week or June 29th, there was a Spotify for streamers, Spotify games. It's not real. So Paul Tassi says, I wasn't going to write an article about this, but here I am. As part of the continued Dr. Disrespect saga, a new Twitter account has popped up at Spotify Games as part of the conspiracy that Doc flipped platforms. This is amplified by Cy Keemstar and others. Said that Doc Ninja and Shroud are all heading to a new streaming service started by Spotify. The entire notion is nonsense. The leak says Spotify owned by Google, which it is not, which I pointed out too. Someone naturally had made that Spotify Games account in all the wake. And surprised they're following Doc Ninja and Shroud, none of whom are following back. There's a link to Spotify Gaming, which actually redirects to Spotify Games, which is a dead page. This is nothing. This is a random person who made our Twitter account, followed 12 people. It is possible. Spotify has that URL, hence the redirect. But no, I do not believe the account is theirs or in the least, and someone just likely typed that in. Despite all this, I don't know. I don't think now is the right time for Spotify to get into gaming, but not in the way. I'm sorry. I do think now is the right time for Spotify to get into gaming, but not in the way that's being discussed here. I mean, is it possible? I mean, Spotify is preparing for video integration. This is news as of late June. They're also working with two large YouTubers. Spotify testing video podcasts in the app with two YouTube stars, Zayn and Heath Hassar, hosts of Zayn and Heath. Never heard of it. The global test, which allows creators to upload recorded video footage to the app, will show up for 50% of the show's Spotify podcast listeners. A source close to Spotify tells The Verge that videos will be coming to 3 recent episodes, number 28 through 30. The test doesn't visually indicate which episodes have videos accompanied. Listeners will only know once they tap press play. Now, certainly video podcasts are popular. They're super popular on YouTube. If you watch The Fighter and the Kid or Tiger Belly or any of these, from the LA comedy scene, which is a little dicey right now. Most of these people, Joe Rogan. I mean, Joe Rogan podcast was big, but there are people like me who never would have heard of it if I didn't see clips on YouTube. Would Doc not be able to have a podcast? That seems unlikely. I don't know. I still think we're going to have to wait for some sort of official statement from Doc. I'm looking forward to basically every Friday at this point. Fridays as being the day when news is announced. So, here we are on another Friday. Maybe we'll hear something from the Doc himself. Maybe we won't. But I will continue to cover this story. And if you appreciate the coverage, please make sure that you click that red subscribe button down below the video to make sure you get notified when I actually upload, and it helps you find my videos easier. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.